Yeah, so I'm Jake Wazakowski. I'm the residential sales and public relations manager here at SOS Heating and Cooling. SOS, we've been around since 1950 in the Omaha area. Our company is a third generation family owned company. The boss right now, his name is John Stoom. He's one of my best friends. I've known him for more than 30 years. And I knew his dad and grandpa, his grandpa who helped found the company back in 1950. So this is really a family owned business that is really important to us to continue to be successful with. John, when he took over right in the 2009 housing market crash. When there wasn't a lot of work over here. He had been working his butt off for 60, 80 hours a week to make sure that this company stayed afloat. And that was 15 years ago. Now we're really thriving on the back of everything that he's done to make this more of a residential and commercial company instead of just a commercial company. Like I said, I've known this family forever. It's important to me that we survive, and not only survive, but thrive going for many years forward. You don't see many locally owned companies around here anymore. Every month, seemingly, we hear of some fund, some hedge fund, or some company that's outside of Omaha buying up other either larger or smaller HVAC companies. My friend and boss gets these calls every single week if he wants to sell his company, and we say no. I mean, we flat out say no because he knows what it meant to his family. He knows what it means to his family, and he knows what it means to the people here because it's a family-owned business, but it's a family business. I mean, we treat everybody here like family. We don't lay people off in the slow season like a lot of the other HVAC companies. We make sure that they're always getting the hours that they deserve, even when we are somewhat slow. But then they're also willing to put in the extra hours that we need when it's the busy time. SOS, we pride ourselves on being a no nonsense. You get a straightforward estimate and a straightforward opinion on your system. We don't play games with people. We don't try to sell you a bunch of junk you don't need. Our founder Leroy Stoom always said, if I catch you our founder Leroy Stoom always said, if I catch you trying to sell someone something that they don't need, you're going to be looking for a job pretty quickly. And we've been living by that for the last 74 years, where we don't pay our techs commission. They treat you fairly. They tell you what is wrong with your system. And if you do need a furnace, they tell you that you need one because it's more cost effective to replace it than to repair it. But we oftentimes give people second opinions from other companies who have been told, no, you need a new furnace, where we come in and fix whatever they said was wrong for a lot less money. We also, in our estimates, we give people honest prices and better prices. We're always thousands of dollars less than all the other big companies. We really pride ourselves on that because it's one of the best feelings to see somebody's eyes bug open when they see, how they can save $2,000 or $3,000 with us compared to another company, just because another company wants to mark it up and rip people off more than we do. We like to sleep well at night. That's one of the sayings here. We like to sleep well at night when we're selling you a furnace or a furnace and air conditioner. So that's us in a nutshell. We continue to have family-owned principles. We continue to be a family-owned company and just a family-run company because we treat people the way we want to be treated. We don't want to treat them terribly or rip them off, and we don't sleep well at night. So that's kind of us in a nutshell. And again, we're excited for the future. We're excited to continue to grow the business. We feel that this is an important way to grow the business. Honestly, the first involvement was, I saw some advertising, but my first real involvement where I started paying attention was when I would see some of the free webinars that Josh would do or other people would do, just to kind of help to help all businesses. And it was, with it being free and everything. I mean, even though you ask for an email, I get it, no big deal to me. You have my email address, you want to contact me, about everything. But the first interactions I really had was, seeing what kind of things you had to offer, what kind of tips you gave, what kind of insights, because I jumped into the marketing side and I know enough about website building and, and social media marketing and stuff like that, but I don't know, best practices for, ranking higher in SEO or ranking higher on the 3-pack, stuff like that. And I was finding out how important that stuff was, how important it was to jump our Google reviews, stuff like that. And that meant a lot to me that Josh and you guys were able or willing to do that, more or less for free, more or less just to get, somebody else listening and understanding the ins and outs of this part of the business. I redid our whole website right when I got here, which was about 4 years ago. Redid the whole website, started actually building keywords and everything, started building some of the SEO. But I got to a point where I'm not an expert in SEO or marketing. And I could see that, this is the way that everything is going. More or less, you got to be ranking high in Google. It's no more about the yellow pages and white pages. I mean, if we always joke in here, back in the 80s and 90s, we spent $80,000, a year or more just to have a bigger ad in the white pages or yellow pages, which just seems insane to think about now. But that's what you had to do back in the day because that's where everybody looked. In this, I realized there was a point I could only take our website, to a point to where at some point we're going to need help with it to get it really over the hump because we know we got great products. We know we got great service. We know we really can do everything that people need. We just need to make sure that we're one of those 3 people that are getting in that house, to get them an estimate or to, get a diagnosis for them on what's wrong with their system. So that was kind of one of the major things that put it over. When we've sat down and we've looked at our marketing budget we've looked at our marketing budget and I said, let's just take this money that we're spending on certain radio ads and certain things and let's move it right to here. We're not spending any extra money. We're just allocating other money for that we just use for more or less brand visibility and now putting it into something that hopefully we can really see tangible returns and tangible growth with. I mean, this has been, I would say, 1.5 year conversation between me and Christian off and on. I started just by watching the webinars, and then me and Christian would kind of talk back and forth about, okay, well, what's the, what can you do here? What can you do here? But then, at some point I just said, hey, just here's what I can do. Here's what we want you to do. What's the price of it? And he was willing to just break it down and say, here, this is the price per month. So I said, okay. And I talked to the boss. We kind of sat on it for a while and sat on it for probably 8 to 10 months, almost a year. And then at some point I just said, hey, I'm not the one who spends all the money, but I started pushing a little more to say, I know that if we move this money over to here, spending it on this, it's going to pay off more than if we're spending it on this. And so finally I got the okay to say, all right, let's do this. Because the boss for quite a long time thought that I can take care of it. And I felt I could take care of it. But again, I can't optimize it like I'm hoping that plumbing and HVAC SEO can for me. I really appreciated Christian and everybody's approach as well because they were willing to be transparent with me and kind of show me here's the pricing, and then they didn't pressure me. They weren't sitting there pressuring me all the time, saying, "Hey, you can do this now, you can do this now," and stuff. It was more or less, they understood that sometimes it takes a little while to get it all figured out, from a business standpoint on saying yes, and they weren't sitting there pressuring me. And I appreciated that. And I appreciated them still being willing to let us come, watch all the free stuff, all the free content that could help us even while, you guys are trying to get our business. And that's partially why, in the end, we were more than willing to come jump on board. I thought it was a pretty straightforward process. I thought you guys did a fine job of building the website. I mean, obviously we had a couple people here that, have a couple hands into the IT side of it. That's not me. So, it was a little bit, that sometimes we need to get our other person on board with us, which is fine. Just takes a little bit of time, but no, I appreciated how, the onboarding went and, and the willingness to listen on changes to the site too. Because I think, you guys always say, let's make it as unique as possible. And, that's what I'm trying to help here to do is to get as many pictures for you as possible to make sure that we're making it as unique still while, allowing you guys to build it out. But no, I mean, the process was, yeah, fine on our end. Would we like to gotten it done a little quicker? Yeah, because I think we took a little longer than normal, but that's both because of vacations and, just little extra things. So I would say for sure go ahead and watch the webinars and get involved and engage in some of the free stuff, because at the very least, you're learning things that you can use, and plumbing and HVAC SEO isn't asking for anything in return, other than your email address. I would definitely say, get involved at least even the base level, just to learn more about all the factors that go into really optimizing, your conversions through the website and phone calls and stuff. So I'd recommend at least checking it out, and especially with kind of the willingness to be, to back off sometimes, when you first start thinking about it, because it does take a while to contemplate it. I mean, they're willing to work with you, and I mean, even if you have to come back a year later, which we did, we're happy to, be a part of this. And even if they come back a year later, or you don't even talk to them for a year, I appreciate their willingness to say, yeah, we're still here, we're still ready to work with you, and we're still ready to take your business to the next level. So we're excited to see the results.